Well,
Back chat. We back.
uh,
New environment, new situation, new setup, man, all that, man. We got a very special episode today. You know, my boy is back in town. So we're doing an in-person episode. Yeah, man. This is what, episode 18?
18 is a good number, solid number. Back on the East Coast with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot going on. A lot going on.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's actually so much. It's like way different, like doing this in person because it's just like it feel like it flow a lot more naturally. But no, it's a lot to talk about today, man. We like I said, I'm sure if you have like been following the stuff we talked about, I'm sure you got a good guess on like what we're gonna touch on today. There's a ton of stuff going on, like namely like the SpaceX IPO, um, somebody touching trillionaire status. We got a lot to touch on today, but yeah, we gonna go through it all. But yeah, like I said, once again, this is a very special episode. Got my boy in person for the first time. Yeah, like I said, we gonna handle business as always. And we gonna walk through a few topics, touch on a few points with y'all today. Yeah, let's go ahead, get to it, man.
Yeah, before we get into it, disclaimer, pretty important thing nowadays. So we are not professionals. We are not
Not at all.
giving you financial advice. The views expressed here are strictly our own and do not represent any employers, affiliate organizations, or any of that nature. Keep in mind that we're just like you. We don't know everything. We do our research. We look things over, but there's always new things happening. Uh, and with that said, this is a safe space. Have fun and let's learn.
Yeah, man. So we gonna go ahead and jump in, bro. First things first, like I've been talking about this with all my boys. I mean, everyone. I mean, even if you like roughly follow the news, you should be aware of SpaceX having the largest initial public offering IPO in history. So just to recap, SpaceX, they went public on June 12th on NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX. They raised $75 billion at a $1.78 trillion valuation, which is the largest, I repeat, the largest IPO ever. They closed day one, I believe, at around like $161, so up 19% from the initial 135 IPO price. And Elon Musk, at that time on Friday, crossed $1 trillion in net worth, becoming the world's first trillionaire, right? So it's definitely a lot to break down, a lot to kind of like go through with that, but just add some more kind of important facts to know. So this is like more like the nerdy facts with people who like to look over the balance sheets and the numbers and things like that. So there were 555.5 million Class A shares sold at $135 a share. Musk, he retains 85% of combined voting power. So retail gets economic exposure, they get the shares, but they do not have a lick of control. So that was never the case. SpaceX, they disclose 18,712 Bitcoin on its balance sheet, which ranges from like 1.3 to 1.4 billion in the S1 filing. And then Musk's his stake in SpaceX alone was worth $860 billion at the IPO price. Tesla pushed him over to 1 trillion. So his stake in SpaceX was almost $1 trillion in itself. Plus Tesla, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think I saw it Saturday. Like Elon is richer. He's richer than the next four richest people in the world combined. I think it's like Jeff Bezos, Sergey Brin, Larry Ellison, and one other person. But he is richer than the next. Like he number one is richer than 2 through 5 on like the rich people in the world list. So
And
yeah.
this is SpaceX, including was it Starlink?
Mm-hmm.
Is the other one called? Yeah, so because he bought it, his other company with SpaceX.
Yeah.
And also, I just have to say, shout out to the people who worked for SpaceX and held that stock long term. I've seen a lot of stories about a welder, somebody else who left in 2015 is now operating a hotel and is going to use the money from the IPO to help pursue his dreams. And I saw another woman, I think she was a mariner operator, like recovering spaceship parts from
Mm-hmm.
the ocean. And shout out to those people. This is what we talk about when we talk about time in the market is better than market timing. For everyone who is trying to get in on the IPO, I mean, it's up right now. I think last I checked, it was up about $20 or 30 something dollars from the start. I think it was at 165 or 161, something around there from a $135 opening price. And that's great. But look at every other IPO. The stuff drops down. And the people who've been holding this stock since the 90s or, 2010s or 2000s, those people, the stock could probably plummet, you know, down to 100 or 80. and probably still be just fine. And best believe they're going to take profit if they've been holding this for 20 plus years, 10 plus years.
Mhm.
Uh, so shout out to them. I mean, Elon becoming a trillionaire is
I mean,
granted. A lot of people think like he's a trillionaire. Like he doesn't have $1 trillion. He can just like he doesn't have access
no,
to $1 trillion.
these are a lot of this is trillionaire on paper,
Mhm.
but it's still just like the fact that someone has access to that many assets, that much money. It's just kind of bewildering to just imagine that one person kind of has that much like power. Like it's kind of like, and it's like people who still sit here and like defend these billionaires and now trillionaires saying, "Oh, they'll solve homelessness. They'll solve bro, tax these people, bro. Like please stop bootlicking these corporations and these super ultra wealthy rich people thinking they're just going to come down and just magically save you one day or just like close the wealth gap. Like these people have to be taxed. Like it's so ridiculous as the way that they kind of like evade certain things. But yeah, no. So like touching back on this IPO piece, right? And so just another kind of thing I wanted to call out. So retail got 30% of the shares. So this is 3 times the typical 5 to 10 allocation in major IPOs. So that's a kind of like that's a big thing, right? And so I know that a lot of people who may not be familiar with the kind of like the allure and the hype behind IPOs, like I'm sure that seeing this and not getting in, you probably feel like, oh, I missed out. I could have made a quick flip. I could have made a quick buck. Got in, got out. Can kind of like ride the wave up. But it's like the thing that I want people to understand is that yes, the IPO went crazy day one. We knew this was going to happen. Like SpaceX has been riding on the coattails of like this IPO hype train for the last few months. Like we knew this was coming. We knew this was going to happen, right? What people don't understand is that there is an IPO lockup period. You cannot just come in, grab IPO, and then like try to flip that joint like it's just going to like no. There's I believe it's a 90-day minimum, like at least 3 months. I think for some executives it's up to 180 days, but it's a minimum of you have to hold that stock for at least 90 days. So yes, day one the stock is up crazy, right? Unfortunately, you won't know your true holdings, your true positions, your true gain on your equity until 3 months from now. So it's like let's not be so rash here and think that we're missing out on something because if we're being real, there's a lot of data out there that shows like the historical returns of IPOs. There are a very few kind of moonshot IPOs like your Teslas, your Nvidias that have kind of like held up the IPO kind of like food chain, but more times than not, IPOs fail or they like decrease in their price significantly over the next few months or so. So that's what my guidance has been, always will be, and was in the last episode. Just wait a bit, right? Like it's not going nowhere. It's still going to be there. And if you paid attention, like obviously SpaceX being there played a huge part, but it's like the rest, all the other space stocks and ETFs, they crashed like when SpaceX IPO'd. So it's like, I'm not saying that's like a telltale sign, but it's like there were a lot of signs to me before they IPO'd that kind of made me not super enticed to like get in at that 135 price. Like I said, I think it's going to trade high. I think it's kind of like going to be propped up for the next week or two. But I do think over the course of 3 months, it'll definitely be lower than an IPO price when things regulate and we have a market pullback. So I hope that people aren't feeling like they missed out, because I hope you understand that unless you've been working for SpaceX for years and you've been building up all this equity, those are really the only people that are like benefiting immediately or getting some type of like Elon and his inner circle and those 4,400 employees that may become newly minted millionaires. Those are the winners of this, right? Like everyone else is kind of like chasing that and trying to catch up to what's kind of like already been established over the last few years. So I just want everybody to kind of keep that in mind and be aware of that. But yeah, no, like I said, I think it's a lot of hype behind it.
No, and that it's a lot. And then I'm not gonna lie, the people I saw something about this on
Mhm,
Threads. Instagram just promotes Threads things.
mhm.
It was what was it? I bought Bitcoin at 120,000. They sold it at
Yeah,
65,000,
like
and then they're putting it in SpaceX right now. It's
that's
like
probably the worst. That's probably the worst like chain of financial decisions I've seen in some time. Like, yes, like I said, this is like hopefully a lesson to people who are like this. Like I said, if this is your first time hearing about an IPO, learning about what IPO is and how it works, mm, please just use this as like a lesson for future guys. It's like 'cause we are nowhere near done with this IPO season, right? Like we have like I believe OpenAI also just confidentially filed their SEC filing and whatnot. So we have a lot more coming after this, right? We have Anthropic coming up. We have Databricks coming up. We have OpenAI coming up. So there are going to be a lot more companies that do come out, with this IPO with just as much hype. They may not have the same valuations as an Anthropic, but they're going to have the same hype, the same allure and kind of excitement around them. So do not get caught up in the train of trying to be the first one in. Like I said, the asset is going to be there, right? Like, and if you're worried about if your main concern is getting like those quick gains from an IPO to like those day one, I don't think that investing in IPOs are for you, right? Like IPOs are people who they want to take a little bit of risk, and more times than not, I believe SpaceX was oversubscribed by like 350%. So only one in 3.5 people were even allocated a share. So it's like it's not like you could have just got in and you'd be lucky to get 1 or 2 shares. So it's let's not act like it was a like a lock, right? That you were going to get those shares. But yeah, man, it's I don't know, man. It's interesting. Market's just it's crazy right now.
For people who want to chase gains, like the gains we've seen since Trump has taken office for the second time have been unprecedented. But I think he is setting a new precedent for better, for worse, depending on what they allow to go forward,
Mhm.
depending on party control. If they want to make rules to say this party can do this, that party can do that, which sounds crazy, but I would not be surprised. I mean, that stuff happens all the time. But if this continues to move forward with this insider trading can happen at the levels it is happening at,
Bro.
then there's always an opportunity for you. Because if all it takes is Jensen Huang to say this company is going to be the next $1 trillion company, or Trump to say buy this stock, or oh, we just did this thing with this war, we stopped the war. And I'm sure I mean, I know we have a topic for that, but when the Iran situation kind of changes a little bit,
Yeah.
even though I was just listening to a New York Times podcast, and that has irreparable effects that are going to last for generations. I mean, people are literally being starved, and that we're having a lot going on from that conflict. I wouldn't be surprised if he pivots to start talking about Ukraine again and throwing some resources there just to have a war to make the markets move. And if when Trump's done in office, who's to say that this isn't going to continue? I mean, this stuff has always happened, but at the levels we're seeing it now, I wouldn't be too worried about opportunities in the future. I mean, a lot of people are predicting this crash in 2027 in the stock
Mhm.
market. I'm hearing it's going to be a bloodbath. I don't know exactly why, and some of you might think I'm a little, ill-informed for that. But
I mean, if y'all know, please let us know. I mean,
let us know, and we can share the information. Say, hey, such and such said this, and that could be like our discourse because as of right now, we're not doing the live podcast to interact with you all.
we're gonna get there one day.
Well, yeah, we'll get
Eventually.
there one day. We like to have that discourse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for right now, you got to communicate with us. Speaking of which, if you're spamming us about SEO and you send us 4 emails, respectfully, I appreciate the grind, but please, if we've responded, we're not interested, or have not responded, that likely means we're not interested.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. No, yeah, no. That's a that's a good one. I think like I said, SpaceX, that's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna keep monitoring that over the next 3 to 6 months. But I think the only IPO I personally would be interested in actually getting in, maybe, would probably be Anthropic, because I think out of these big names, um, these big kind of like heavy hitters that are coming out, Anthropic is the only company I think I'm particularly like I have that high of a conviction on, to being like like I said, I've gone through each of their numbers, and it's just like SpaceX and OpenAI, they literally burn cash. I mean, SpaceX I think has done a good job of kind of like setting up compute deals with different companies to kind of like have that recurring income stream. But I think that you know that kind of like net loss that they just have quarter to quarter is just kind of unavoidable. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. But I will say, like I said, it's just an exciting IPO season. I think that people should just be you know as well informed as possible about what's going on,
Yeah.
why these IPOs are happening, and like kind of like what the effects are of, or kind of not the effects, but I guess like what are the implications of getting an IPO share allocated and what kind of comes with that. So, like I said, it's just due diligence to make sure everybody's informed and knows what's going on. Yeah, like I said, we actually going speaking of Anthropic, we're gonna touch on our second point. And so, I'm not sure if I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. These are tools that we have that have gone from just like cool chatbots to tools that we people use every day. I know I use some type of AI every day, whether it's Copilot integrations through my own, my full-time job, or using Claude on the side, or Gemini, or OpenAI to do some graphic design. Like I know that I use AI pretty often. I know that I'm sure that a lot of people that listen to this too as well. But no, right? So we want to talk about a new kind of interesting headline. So the government just forced an AI company, Anthropic in this case, to pull its own product, and the AI company is now fighting back. So 3 days. That is how long Anthropic's most powerful public model to date, Claude's Fable 5. You may or may not have heard of it. They did a ton of announcements and rollouts for it. If you aren't like super like into Claude and use it super often, you may not have seen it. If you use it casually, you may not be familiar. But yeah, Claude Fable 5 was available before the US government ordered it offline. On June 13th, Anthropic received a directive at 5:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from the federal government invoking export control authorities, ordering the company to immediately cut off all foreign nationals from accessing Fable 5 and its restricted sibling, Mythos 5, which is like the most groundbreaking cybersecurity model. So that
Isn't that? Oh, sorry to interrupt. Isn't that the one that like released itself early?
Yeah, it was something. It'd be like breaking out the sandbox. It'd be breaking out the jet. Like that's the one that, if anything, that's the one I need to keep under wraps. But Fable 5, I didn't get a chance to use it, bro. Um, but yeah, like that includes foreign national Anthropic employees inside the United States. So since Anthropic can't reliably verify user nationality at scale in real time, the only way to comply was to pull both models globally, everywhere. So now everyone, no one can use it, right? So the government stated their reasoning behind it was a jailbreak, specifically a claim that someone could jailbreak Fable 5 by asking it to read a code base and identify software vulnerabilities. Anthropic reviewed the technique and pushed back hard. They said that the vulnerabilities identified were minor, already discoverable using other publicly available models, and that the jailbreak produced no unique uplift, meaning that nothing that Fable 5 exposed isn't something that, another model couldn't show or that you couldn't already get elsewhere. Um, and so, like I said, a lot of this evidence from the government is all verbal. There have been no written technical details, no disclosure of a harmful outcome. But Anthropic complied anyway, like the awesome company they are, and the public, of course, went with this objection, right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. This is interesting. I said this isn't the first time that Anthropic has gotten into it with the federal government. I'm sure now you guys remember like that kind of whole situation with the contract with the Pentagon and stuff, and kind of like OpenAI coming in, swooping in after that. They say like, the Pentagon's kind of priorities don't really align with our values and things like that. And that's, I think, where a lot of people became, fans of Anthropic and kind of like the company and the vision that they kind of stand for. So I don't know, man. I think, I think we get into that point where it's like, if the government is starting to get scared that these models are too good, um, it's only a matter of time, bro, before they just start restricting access to everything. It's just like, it just seems like a very like haphazard, like a very like just kind of like, I feel like there's not really much substance behind the, I guess, accusations or the reasoning behind having the models pulled. Saying like, oh, it can identify vulnerabilities. They're going to keep getting better, bro. Like, I don't think that this is like news to anyone. Like, if anyone thought it was a joke that these models are going to continuously improve and that, um, like it was all for show. You're seeing it now. So I don't know, man. This is
It's real talk. I think when it comes to the AI story and all of this stuff, I think the more that the market figures itself out, because now we're nearing like token based billing, and
oh my
like
god, yeah.
that's been a thing for a lot of people. It's so expensive. But as we lay a groundwork foundation for everything, I think that structure will allow the government to then build their own structure.
Mhm.
Because right up to, just a few months ago, AI race has been just a cowboy Wild West shootout.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just throwing everything, moving faster than the government can comprehend. And all of the brightest minds are going to these companies. The government's not paying people 500K plus $1 million in stock and, all this other stuff.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
the people are going there. So the government has to catch up. And I think that as the industry settles into a norm of this is how this works, this is how we build, this is how we release, blah, 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 then the government can now regulate it. With the internet, there's no internet regulations on the government to this day. No one knows who actually operates the government. There's regulations in terms of what's legal and illegal by, state, nation, whatever the case, but there's not one power and all-seeing eye over it that controls the internet. In AI, I think they're trying to do something different there, where the companies are a form of government contractor in a sense, while they kind of work for the government and for the people is kind of the hybrid it seems like they want.
Mhm.
And then also with China, I think I saw an article recently where the Chinese companies and government, I guess, does well is because the companies and the government work together on a lot of stuff. Like they're pretty
Yeah.
hand to hand. Like the government's very involved in what's going on because there's a lot of rules in China regarding what you can use, what it's connected to, how things work. And I think we're approaching that. I mean, I personally, it's unfortunate because I wouldn't mind some regulation on AI to control like the data center parts and all that stuff, and like how we do these
Yeah.
things with like keeping things affordable for people and not
Mhm.
impacting lives and like in a negative way. But unfortunately, I don't think the government regulation would go in a direction that favors the people. I think it would go in a
No.
direction that favors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
themselves, right? And I think you did say a good point. I think, like, I do agree that a lot of that regulation, I think, should be kind of focused on those data center emissions and kind of like, how much water is being used and how the electricity bills of local communities and residents are being affected. I think that's where like a lot of the kind of like, you know, like kind of focus should be. However, I think like a lot of the I don't know, man. I don't want to become like turn into a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I think like I don't know if they scared that it might figure out some of their government secrets or some of their internal stuff, but it just seems like I feel like it's a very, I just think like the timing of it, like it's just very interesting to me how it's like, okay, now all of a sudden, like you knew that these models were like, it was like if it was a point where the Pentagon wanted to like contract one of these guys and literally like use their models in house, it's like, why are you worried now that these models, the same models that you wanted to kind of like have for hire are actually good enough to find vulnerabilities in code bases and software defects and things like that. I mean, like that's what they're built for. So it's like the timing of it, and then the fact that they have no real like evidence behind it being a jailbreak or like a security concern. I don't know, man. It's definitely like you raise an eyebrow because it's like, okay, like what's the actual goal here, right? Is it the safety of American you know, people that interact with AI, or is it a we want to slow Anthropic's growth, or is it like what's like the I feel like what they're saying isn't the actual um reasoning, the underlying reason behind like why it's actually going on. So yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I really do hope Anthropic comes out like the winner, I guess, in this case. 'Cause I mean like they're a great company. I think they like have displayed that once they kind of like stood their ground when it came to, getting that contract from the government, and it's like, I think they're a company that is, like, very deeply focused on morals and ethical AI and having the right principles in place, to build a technology that is, like, one of the most powerful that a lot of us have harnessed in our lifetime, so, um, yeah, like I said, like, same as the SpaceX thing, it'll be interesting to kinda, like, see it continue to develop, but, um, I really do hope they kinda, like I said, come back out on the winning side, though, for sure.
I mean, but I challenge this. Like, why does the government do anything? It's all control. It's all everyone's trying to be in control. It's people comparing it to the space race. I mean, you can also compare it to the food. Why do we not have a cure for cancer? Why do we not
Mhm,
have affordable healthcare? Why do we not have salaries that people or wages that people can get to live affordably? People aren't asking for much. Why are they changing the food you can get on food stamps or EBT to where you can only get healthy stuff, but they don't have any healthy food options in the communities that need this stuff? And it's all corner stores selling processed bag food.
mhm,
It's a form of cleansing of not just racial cleansing, but economical cleansing, population cleansing. It's a form of control. It's a form of limitation. It's a form of we say what happens and
mhm,
you just do, which, you know, clearly people have free will. They don't have to, people can push back. I mean, we're seeing New York is gathering and rallying like I've never seen before for basketball,
yeah,
for for some dudes shooting hoops. Mind you, top tier hoops. But like we have so much going on between AI, politics, international affairs, gas prices, food, uh, history, race. There's so much going on, but yet the energy is in the wrong place. And I mean, look, I'm sitting here talking to a camera, right? I'm not out on the street making differences on, but it's the same reason we don't have this. We don't have a lot of things. We don't have superheroes. We don't have uh positive role models. Like they control us. Everyone who tried to make a difference, who tried to really do something, look what happened to them. Look at where they are now. You gotta dig about 6 feet to find them. But all this the stuff that survives, the stuff that keeps the systems going, the companies that survive the dot-com bubble, the companies that are surviving this AI thing, the ones who don't get bought out, look at where they are. All the people who do things positively or trying to actually help, they fade away. I mean, this is controversial for some. Some people think Michael Jackson was a horrible guy and that he was, doing what they accused him of. But there's a reason that he's not here now. It's the reason that he overprescribed medication. Um, I mean, I'm not to get into all that. I personally don't think he was doing what people say he was. I think he was on the right side of things. But there's a lot of people online that are also racist, saying that he was a PDF file and all these other things, and that he was doing things with kids and blah blah blah. Not getting into that right now, but there's a reason that these people aren't around, and that all we have is villains, and the people who have been around super long, they're popping up in these files. It's not even that you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. You live long enough to show what you really were the entire time. And that's just all that's happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't know, man. I never take like these kind of like government rulings or kind of like requests like at face value. I think there's always a deeper layer, or just like some more kind of like that comes along with it. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think people do kind of gravitate to things like the Knicks finals to like distract themselves from the kind of like how things are right now. Like I think that, things like sport and entertainment are people's distraction from like the day-to-day kind of like chaos that kind of ensues us, like across the things you mentioned when it comes to economics, finances, politics, like all those things. Like some people need an escape, and for a city like New York, like I feel like the Knicks being back in the championship for what first time in 20 some years. So it's like this is their escape. This is their like, you feel me, like revitalization. Like this is them like, getting back. So I get it at the same time.
It's the Roman circus, man.
Yeah, no,
The
it's
Roman
it's just
circus.
I always say every episode, man. It's crazy times we living in, bro. So
Let's think about the last time the Knicks were in the championship game. It was in what, 99?
I think so, yeah.
And think about everything that happened between 99 and like 2005. I'm not saying that obviously I'm not saying that the Knicks are the reason. I'm not trying to draw no conspiracy there, but I'm just saying 99 is a critical time frame. A lot of things happened, a lot of decisions that didn't go in the way that some powerful leaders wanted. And then 2 years later,
Mm.
all of a sudden, the world changes forever. Out the blue, I'm not saying that that is the reason why. I'm just saying it's interesting. New York, the Knicks, the Mecca, the center of basketball, the center of, the most powerful um, city in America, really. I mean, you could say DC, but the New York mayor is considered like the most powerful or the most important mayor in America for a
Nah,
reason.
I mean, New York is like the like, I mean, they really kind of like the finance capital of like the world. I mean, they yeah, it's probably New York, bro. Like got it's really New York, LA, Chicago, DC. Those kind of forced, those couple cities kind of like really control the traffic when it comes to stuff. I ain't gonna lie, but nah, yeah, man, it's a whole lot going on, bro. Um, and then touching on the next thing, of course, like I feel like it's a repeating topic, but I mean it's only that way because our favorite guy in charge just keep on telling us it's about to end, telling us about to wrap up, telling us we're nearing a deal, and then it just keep on going and going and going, and people are paying at the pump, and it just it's been that kind of recurring thing, like not being kind of like holding up that end of the promise or whatever. But I mean, if you're still falling for it, I mean, yeah, it's just you, bro. Like,
People saying that the war not even the reason for the gas prices. I don't know what the reason is. All I know is it need to be fixed, and people keep bringing up how Biden's was worse, and this.
yeah, I'm like, why do we keep deflecting to Biden, bro? It is 2026, bro. Like we can't keep using that as like, bro, we are here now. Like, let's worry about what's going on now,
And
right?
this
So
is longer than Biden's. I think I don't remember the exactly how long that Biden. I know it was for the summer at least. That summer was crazy, but this has been going on for what, like 4 months, 5 months now.
yeah,
Gas
starting I think
prices
like
been
the end
crazy.
end of February, yeah. But yeah, nah, it's been bad, man. So like I said, just to recap again, like I said, strikes began February 28th. 2026, a ceasefire brokered April 7th with Pakistan as a mediator. A draft deal was agreed on yesterday, June 12th, covers end of hostilities, sanctions relief, Strait of Hormuz, maritime access. Iran also reportedly, huge air quotations, committed to never developing nuclear weapons. I don't know if I believe that at all. I don't think that they've just kind of been standing on what they've been saying for all these last 4 months, and then all of a sudden just cave in like, hey, you know what, you guys are right. We're never going to do it. But like I said, they've reportedly committed to never developing nuclear weapons indefinitely. Um, indefinitely, like I said, versus the 10 to 20 year windows in past deals. Iran's officials also called some reports preliminary. Nuclear details flagged for separate follow-on talks. Trump talked about signing within days, possibly in Europe, though he's made similar statements before without the deal actually closing. And once again, the Strait of Hormuz carries roughly 20% of global oil supply. And so sustained conflict kept energy prices elevated, which is what we are seeing at our gas pump. So um, I really hope for the sake of like people's pockets. I mean, this is the last time he's like leading people on because it's just been like these repeat and like it's just been like this cycle of like, hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're about to end it. We'll take them off the map. We'll blow them off the map. No, we're about to agree a peace deal. No, we'll blow them off the map. We don't even need the Strait of Hormuz. No, we're fine. And it's just like people are getting tired of it, bro. It's like even people who are like the most diehard MAGA, like they'll still wear their 45 shirt in public. Like they even getting tired of this. And it's like if you know your people is getting tired of this, bro, it's like come on, bro. Like what do you like? We're in a war that we should have never been in the first place, bro. It's just like
Starting the wars, starting the conflict. I mean, there's a whole lot going on here, and I recently learned not just with this stuff. I mean, obviously I knew this, but like sometimes things hit a little closer to home. You
mhm,
realize stuff is so much bigger and like more is going on than any of us know. Like there's so much behind the scenes. Like we can sit here and talk about all these things. People who are on the ground can talk about things. None of us know what's going on. None of us know the real reason behind this. It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just like when people say there's more to it, people think it's like crazy conspiracy theory, like, oh, like they're sacrificing, blah, 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 rituals, blah. I mean, maybe, but like in the realms of reality, there's a lot going on here where it's like the conversations and the topics are so dangerous that if you're even remotely probably near the correct stuff, it's like super risky.
mhm,
So I guess just from the outside looking in and someone who's experiencing everything on the back end and the prices, I just want peace for people. I'm sick of seeing these strikes and things going on. I understand a lot of people believe that the only way for there to be peace is to erase the others from existence.
mhm,
Uh, unfortunately, I mean, that's not even propaganda. That's literally what people are saying. Like that, like it involved like people making the decisions. They are trying to erase a population from existence because that's the only way that there's going to be peace in the world in their mind. And I feel like that's just not. Granted, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than anything I could ever do. But it's like, what are we doing? If you really are, if you believe that you're really there to save the world, you're there to protect the world, whether you're the U.S. who is involved in all this foreign policy because you want to keep world peace and protect the world, or whether you're another nation or whatever the case is, you're protecting your people, you're protecting global interests. There, there has to be a point where it's like enough is enough. I think the problem is people don't just want to put the guns down, put the bombs down, and like talk it out. Like obviously talking out, I know it's not that simple. It's bigger than me, right? But it's like everyone's suffering. There's impacts happening around the world. I talk to people in other countries. They hate coming to America. They don't want to come here. And you can say, oh, well, they shouldn't come here. Well, how do you think stuff gets done here? Everything here is imported. Everything here is outside labor. If America was cut off from the rest of the world today, you would be dead by next week because you wouldn't have anything. The world is too connected. I think people need to get out of this mindset of, we just do us. We're all one people. You might believe different things, eat different things, but I say all that just say, I feel for everybody, impacted on all sides. And there needs to be accountability. And I think people should start holding their governments and leaders accountable worldwide because it seems like on a ground level, uh, most people are suffering. There are some delusional people out there though that say everyone else deserves to die. I think that's ridiculous. You as a human, if you believe in anything, you should never say entire people deserve to die. That's insane. Like Trump talking about wipe them off the face of the earth. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know why people are so comfortable just saying, like, or just even implying that, like, it's okay to
Genocide.
yeah, like, genocide is not like, it's become normalized, bro, just yeah, we'll wipe them off the face of the earth, like, bro, you are a president telling like, come on, bro,
That's a
like
serious threat. I mean, look, that's heavily relates to the next topic. Um, how far you go with people threatening you, how far is it gonna go before you do something about it?
yeah, and that's the point, and so I'm sure a lot of y'all have followed this man, the Carmelo Anthony case, um, yeah, bro, this
Jesus.
is a big thing, man, so April 2nd, 2025, Carmelo Anthony, at the time, 17 years old, a student at Centennial High School in Frisco, Texas, fatally stabbed a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a high school track meet. The confrontation started over Anthony's refusal to leave a tent that belonged to Metcalf's team on a rainy day. Metcalf pushed Anthony. Anthony pulled a knife and stabbed him in the chest. He didn't testify at trial. His defense argued self-defense. The prosecution's argument was direct. You don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke the shove. The jury convicted Anthony of murder on June 9th, 2026, and sentenced him to 35 years. Um, he will be eligible for parole after serving half. Um, and only his mother took the stand during the sentencing, asking his jurors for mercy. Um,
Only his mother? She was the only one that stood up for him?
I don't know, that's a little nuts, bro. But it's also interesting because they, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, I'm sure you're seeing on social media has been about like the Gifts and Go for fundraiser for his family. They raised over $630,000. The page noted that the funds weren't solely for legal defense. So of course, social media ran wild with a lot of the claims, saying that the family bought a house and a new car with the money. A claim that the family rated false, but they also stated publicly that the funds went to legal fees and relocating after they were doxxed and received death threats. And the fundraiser was pulled after the conviction. Um,
The family received death threats that had nothing to do. Where's this energy with the actual mass killers and like obviously a loss of life is bad in every situation. And I'm not justifying. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, the black community is always saying free the killer and they promote murder." That's not the case. I'm not. No one's saying that what he did is right. No one's saying that he was correct in having a knife and stabbing the guy and killing him. Unfortunately, like no one's saying that's right. It's just when you go through legal processes, stuff needs to be done correctly. That's why you have proper legal trials,
yeah.
fair trials, so that when someone does get put away, it's perfectly legal and everyone is happy about it. I mean, sure, there's probably just some hateful people out there who want to see this kid rot.
Mhm.
But if you're the victim, the victim's family, would you rather see him see the killer go to prison and stay in prison, or would you rather see a case where I'm not saying this will happen here, but I'm sure it happens a lot where someone is convicted and then they end up getting out and getting the case wiped away because they handled the stuff wrong illegally. I mean, what was it? The jury was all white, a jury of peers. Last I checked, America's not all white. I mean, there might be high percentage
Oh, it's very
white towns, but I mean, it's not. I understand it's not a federal trial, but like I said, I'm not. We're not lawyers, but
Mhm.
it's just a lot of people comparing stuff, and even I saw people comparing this to Kyle Rittenhouse case, which I mean,
Absolutely not.
he shouldn't be free. I don't care if he was hit first, attacked first. I mean, by that logic, he should be serving multiple life sentences if this guy got 35 years. By that logic, people also bringing up Trayvon Martin, saying that he beat George Zimmerman within an inch of his life, and George Zimmerman killed him in self defense. Um, I don't know. I think I even saw a picture of Tamir Rice somehow. I don't know how that would even be remotely related to this. Uh, but a lot of the conversation around this is just racism. For being honest, it's not even people caring about what's right and what's wrong. It's just racism.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those classic cases that it got turned from like being a murder versus self defense trial to like a racial thing, and I feel like that's always how it kind of ends up. Um, like it never stays on topic. It never is like solely about the crime or the accusation. It becomes like a racial thing. It's like looking at it like if you were only to funnel all your information from social media, all you would see is just like these two very distinct like stances, right? Like you have this this young black guy, small, skinny, got, asks him like, "Hey, I'm staying under this tent." He pushes him, he stabs him. You get this almost like more than $500,000 raised for yourself. Just got people saying it's not all for your legal fees, and then you got the white guy. It's like, okay, you pushed him, you didn't deserve to get stabbed, and it's just like, I got like you said before, like a loss of life is of course um never to be celebrated or like, ridiculed or anything like that. But it's just like, I'm not trying to defend take sides or anything like this here, but it's just like I don't understand why people do things. It's like I believe if I read correctly, he told him like, just don't touch me. Like, don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. You put your hands on him, and then it's just like I just don't understand why people would like have these reactions. If people tell you not to do something, if I see somebody, if somebody tell me, don't put your hands on me. I'm not in the mood for it. I mean, in my right mind, I'm not gonna put my hands on the dude. I'm not gonna do it. Like it's just like, and it's like you provoke people, and then you get surprised when they actually retaliate, and especially when you're threatening them, right? Like, yeah, it may just be a push to some people, but to other people, a push is like you know, like that's like a fighting emotion. That's like a
That's assault.
that's like
It's
yeah,
the
that's also
definition
it's
of
like you got to
assault.
think like everybody isn't like a grown man who can just take a push and maybe not move a lot, but it's like everybody doesn't take a push the same way, bro. So it's just like I'm really am sad to see the outcome of it. I mean, I don't think a 17-year-old, like I said, it's a loss of life, but I don't think that 17-year-old kid served a 35-year sentence, tried, as an adult under Texas law. Um, I
Also, oh, good.
no, I mean, I'm just tired of it becoming like a race thing, man.
And they made it about race first. Now, I'm not gonna say first. A lot of people did, but like the guy's dad, I believe it was his father. During the trial, he wasn't allowed to go to social media. Like no one was allowed to go on social
Yeah,
media and share information. As soon as the trial ended, he made a video that went up. He started calling them watermelon felons and all that. Like you made it about race, bro. Like one guy killed your son, one individual, and you start talking about watermelon felons and all this racist. Like that's like if someone looks at any killer from any race or any person committing a crime and just throws it on the whole community. I mean, it's ridiculous. And also in Texas, I was just looking at, because Texas is staying your ground.
mhm,
And staying your ground, if people have seen in Florida and places that are staying your ground, people will literally murder someone and not go to prison for it
yeah,
because like staying your ground. But the stipulations are that, so this is, mind you, this is Gemini AI overview. So take this with a grain of salt. But under Texas Penal Code 9.31, you have no legal duty to retreat from a threat before using force, provided you meet three conditions, which being you have a legal right to be at the location. Yes. You are not engaged in criminal activity. Also correct. And you did not provoke the person. That's what they're getting him on. The provoke. They're saying he provoked. Is it a provocation by being under the tent? I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury. I don't know.
yeah.
Playing sports, you mix up with a lot of teams. You mix with a lot of other teams and people who
It's
might
also
not be there.
raining out there too. Like I'm laying under the tent, bro. Like just let my boys stay under the tent, bro. Like
If that provokes you, I mean, I guess what is the definition of being provoked then?
yeah, exactly, and that's I think it becomes a blurred line, but I mean, I say all I have to say, man. I mean, I feel sorry for that kid. I feel sorry for both families, of course. Like the family that lost their son, you can't tell somebody how to feel after they lose somebody, and I think that they should be still have like treated with a level, regardless of race. I think that they should still be treated with like a level of like respect and sympathy, and empathy as well as like as human beings. Um, but at the same time, like I also just I'm always gonna feel how I feel about seeing like a young kid like that essentially have like the rest of his life kind of determined like at a trial like that. It's just like I like I said before, like I really hate that things like this become a black and white thing and not a what was the crime thing. Um and I mean, I think it's just going to be, and it's so sad to say, but it's just going to be another one of those cases that just goes down in history as like another kind of like piece of history, like piece of Black history is like the, just like something to learn from, right? It's just like it's sad to say that his kind of like legacy is going to be reduced to that, but I don't know, man. It's really just unfortunate, and like I said, like we're not going to go into detail about it. But like I said, it's another similar kind of situation with the kid in South Carolina who was in the gas station. I believe like the owners were like Asian, and they chased him out, thinking he stole something. He didn't. Ran out the store, gunned him down, got out scot free. No charges, anything like that. So it's just like seeing this over and over again, bro. It's like a pattern. It's just like people who have wool over their eyes, just think that it's just like, oh well, it's just a fair due process, and it's just like you have these juries of all, you know, white folks trying to, understand like what it feels to be in those shoes and to be prejudiced and profiled like that. And it's just like, I don't know, bro. It's it's unfortunate, man. I hate seeing stories like this because it's just like, when is history going to stop repeating itself? But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Tired of always having to take the high road, but somebody got to be good because we all get judged at the end of the day. Somebody got to do the right thing, and
Exactly.
like Michael said, prayers of both families. No one should have died. This shouldn't even be a conversation. We shouldn't even be having this conversation right now. That incident should have been handled in court peacefully, legally, correctly.
Mhm.
We shouldn't even be talking about this other than, oh, we heard about, a fatal stabbing. It's unfortunate trial going on. This trial was super quick too. Um, but things happen. I mean, people get killed every day, people die every day, and we don't always hear about it, but we hear about this, and it's unfortunate. So,
Mhm.
uh, prayers to everyone involved, and please, all you hateful. There's not even a point in addressing you all out there. For the people who don't go around and ruin people's lives, especially families of people who are victims and families who are people uh, being incarcerated. Props to you for just being a good enough human being to not go out your way to ruin somebody else's life. But speaking of ruined lives, I mean, could talk about that Knicks fan base. But
Bro,
whatever.
we I ain't gonna lie, bro. Respect to the Knicks, they definitely like the city deserved this, bro. But we gotta stop like letting these people literally abuse and beat people up because it's New York, it's New York, that's just how New York is. Like, nah, bro. Like you can't, bro. Any other city, bro, felonies everywhere, bro. But it's like we can't just keep saying, oh, it's New York. Like, bro, it's no reason the dude shouldn't be able to wear another team's. I get it, bro. It's a sports city. You know what I'm saying? Philly's kind of like this too, but I don't think to this extent. But it's like, bro, like you're chasing people down, beating the dog crap out of them because they wearing a Victor Wembanyama jersey. LeBron, like, come on, gang. Like, it's like they be beating up each other. It's be Knicks fan beating on each other Knicks fan. I'm like, bro, what y'all doing, bro? And it's like we gotta chill. Like, we gotta I get it, bro. New York is a hype city, bro. They live, overly live. Like, it's they city. You feel me? Knicks on top. Like, it's a rare time. Like I said, the whole energy of the city good. Like, everything's on the up. But it's like, bro, that is not acceptable. Like, they're throwing eggs and Wemby. Like, all right, some people gonna be like, bro, you soft, bro, basketball, bro. You feel me, bro? Like, ain't competition, bro. But it's like, bro, like you gotta beat people up because they fan of another team, bro. It's just like, come on, yo, like this is exactly why like NYPD got to be overly deep out there because it's like, bro, like just be a fan, bro. Like you out here beating people up, like you finna be on a team, like you getting recruited on the team the next day, bro. Like none of these OG don't know you, Jalen Brunson don't know you, bro. Like come on, gang, like. And I just hate the cop out excuse, like, oh, it's New York, bro. It's New York. No, you can't say that.
That's why they call it Zoo York.
Like, bro, like you telling me, y'all telling me if this was happening, if San Antonio, Texas, after game tonight, y'all telling me if the Knicks was to win and San Antonio fans just came out, just started beating people, pistol whipping Knicks fans, it's just gonna be okay because of sports. Like, come on, yo, like let's have like let's still have some let's still have some integrity and some demure as fans, bro. Like it's kind of crazy, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, like as someone who is like a Spurs supporter. Like I said, I love watching Castle. I love watching Harper. Love watching Wemby, bro. Like those are my favorite guys in the league right now. That last game was heartbreaking, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like watching that, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking talking my mess in the chat We was up by like 30 at this point. I'm talking crazy. I'm like, yeah. And I keep seeing us gunning threes. I'm like, whoa, what we doing? And they look like I ain't gonna lie, like Brunson, he turned his magnet ball on in the fourth quarter. So you already know how he get. And they just start chipping away. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Wemby free throws was one thing. But De'Aaron Fox, I said some words I didn't even know I could say when I saw him do that play, man. That was one of the like most bonehead decisions I've ever seen in my life, bro. It's just like I started seeing people going off on him, bro. Like talking about like I'm not gonna lie. Why are we surprised? Like his cut, bro. Like he has no fade. Like he has no fade. Like and like bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like he just has a nut cut, bro. Like he has a nutty cut. He doesn't have a brain. He just is a bad basketball player. He shouldn't be like allowed to. And it's crazy because like actually no, Mitch Johnson as well, the coach. Oh my God. He said, I think at the press conference yesterday, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not on social media. De'Aaron Fox will have his hands on the ball at the end of the game tomorrow as well. I was like, bro, you just want to lose. You genuinely want to lose, bro. Cause it's like, there's just no way that's oh my God. The coach, all he does, bro, he doesn't even coach. He just mogs. Like he just looks at the camera. Like he just makes faces and looks at the camera and is light skinned, bro. He doesn't do any, he does not do anything. He's no notes on his paper. He always holding a clipboard. He don't be coaching, bro. He never calls a timeout, never restructures, never strategizes. I'm like, bro, why are we stuck in threes? We're in the bonus for the last 7 minutes of the quarter. We're letting Wemby take KD hezzy pull-ups from 30 feet. Like, bro, what are we doing, bro?
You seen that skit?
Yes.
So look, what are they called again?
RDC.
RDC, yeah.
Like, bro,
yeah.
Like, bro, like, it just doesn't make any sense, bro. Fox has to go. I ain't gonna lie, like I seen somebody, like, people started to GoFundMe to buy out Fox's contract. I am literally about to donate to that joint, bro, because it's just no way you're supposed to be the vet on this team. Like I'm like, bro, I get it, you getting paid $200 million, Harper has to start. Harper does not make that decision. Harper does not go up for that layup on OG, 6'9" OG. You're not swiping no more, bro. You can't get, bro, you're not that fast no more, bro. Maybe if this was like 2016, yeah, you could zoom down the court, zoom, you know what I'm saying, bro? You're like you're washed now, bro. It's GG's, bro. And I can't watch him play, bro.
This is all basketball commentary. This is basketball for those who said this is the finance podcast. It is. We talk about a lot. We also talk about sports. Also, this is purely basketball, not him as a person.
Oh yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's an excellent family man, but on that court he stinks. And he's a bad player, and he should not be touching that court over D Hart.
I would send my kid to a De'Aaron Fox basketball camp.
Bro, if you send your kid to a De'Aaron Fox basketball camp, bro, they are going to want to choose a different career, bro. Like some people just should not be allowed to have camps, bro. Like some people should not be allowed to have camps, bro. Like it's just some people. Why do you have a camp? Like why? Right? Like who told you to have a camp?
I mean, look, he could be an NBA champ. I'm not gonna lie. I was recently.
It's like Mac McClung having a camp. What do you think? What do you think you're doing?
You learn how to dunk.
No,
Mac McClung is he's not a bad hooper. He's undersized and he's not. I don't think he has the skills.
You know the Sixers cut Julian Champagny for Mac McClung.
For real?
Yes.
So the one that's on the
yes
Spurs
on the finals. So I'm not. Mac McClung is nice, but he's a circus pawn. Like he gets called up when it's time for dunks, bro.
But that's the league, the team problem. I think McClung as a player.
No, I know like he do fire in the G League. I think he won like G League MVP. He do fire in the G League, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. He don't be.
I mean, Caruso was in the same route. Granted, Caruso wasn't getting abused like this, but Caruso was in the G League for a while. But I mean, Caruso is better than that.
I'm saying Caruso has proven like Caruso's like a championship piece like, on multiple teams. Like he's solidified himself as like a really really good player. Like so I say all that to say, bro. SpaceX IPO, crazy hype, waste of time. Claude getting belt from the government. Iran war still going on. Gas prices still crazy. We got, history repeating itself with these crazy cases. De'Aaron Fox is a nut cut, and that was all for Black Box Theory episode 18, man. What else were we forgetting?
I think that's it. Well, last piece, Spurs in 7 or Knicks in 5.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm off this basketball stuff. Basketball won't matter on Judgment Day, bro. Like, we on Love Island now, bro. So we not worried about
Love
no.
Island.
Yeah, I go. I had to switch routes, bro. Like,
You start watching Love Island.
I'm not watching De'Aaron Fox, bro. I will watch anything, but I can't keep watching it, bro. I'm like
Regular show. That's not. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
intro inspiration.
I'm not gonna lie. You may think, yeah, you may have your reservations. I'm not gonna lie. It still has a lot of drama.
I'm not judging you for watching it.
No, but I feel like you are.
No. I'm not judging you for what I've seen a little bit myself. I myself have never picked up the remote control and flipped
this is my first time watching it though. Like this is my first time watching it like in depth by myself. Like
okay, this is completely outside of BBT, Black Box Theory, and okay, in my opinion, Love Island, I think they're doing great from a financial standpoint. I think like they're growing and all that. I personally think it's soft core corn.
Okay, I will say it does. Like I said, I'm not like I said, I've never watched a show like this in my life. I've never seen this much like kissing and romance. I'm not gonna lie. I had my reservations about it when I first started. I was like, all right, why am I doing this? When you watch it, bro, and you get, I'm not gonna lie, though. Like there are certain shows you think are just crazy until you watch it. Like in college, I was watching The Real Housewives. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it seems crazy.
Who was watching The Real Housewives? You?
Yeah, no, my freshman year, like I was watching Real Housewives. I don't know, like
Real Housewives or what? Like, it's in the different cities.
It was like the original one, like
like the first rep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, there are just some shows. I'm not. Like I said, I don't want to. I watch the same stuff all the time, bro. Like I said, I've also been watching Suits. You know what I'm saying? Suits is a good show. I've watched Suits. I've been watching my anime, catch up on One Piece. You know what I'm saying? I have variety, bro. But I will say, like, De'Aaron Fox pissed me off so bad to the point where he pissed me off so bad that I started watching Love Island.
He turned it from NBA to Love Island.
And it's like all my boys keep talking about it in the group chat, and it's like I keep seeing memes of it on Twitter. It's like, nah, I have to understand the memes because like I need this. I need to understand. I need to laugh, and that's kind of what compelled me and brought me like drew me to it. But it's not like when it first dropped, I was like Love Island. Like it wasn't that by any means. No, it wasn't that.
You voting on who should stay or go?
Yes, Melanie needs to get out of my villa. Like,
Melanie, that's the girl that's with Sincere, ain't it?
Oh, so you do know?
No, I.
So you did all of you see what I'm saying? You did all of this, and you also watch. You watch it.
I don't watch by choice. I'll be doing work, and someone else is watching it, like in the same room.
So you what? So, but you know what's going on.
I pay attention. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That is my exact point. Like I was like this at first. I was like, hey man. Because one of my boys asked me, they was like, hey, bro, like, is it like, you know what I'm saying, if I watch Love Island by myself? I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I would look at you sideways. And here I am now, watching Love Island by myself.
Hey, shout out to everybody who goes on those shows. You know, our boy Xavier was on Temptation Island. I watched that one. That's just with the ratings. I mean, honestly,
so you're thinking, you see what I'm saying?
No, but I was supporting a friend.
Yeah,
I know them.
I'm supporting Peacock and watching Love Island.
So you actually have Peacock, or you?
That's my mom's.
Okay, Peacock. We got an unpaid subscriber here. Hey,
really?
Speaking of Peacock, we could be paid subscribers. Reach out. We give out some codes, get some people. There's a lot of people bootlegging it. Why should they do that? Talk to us.
Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all. A lot of updates, man. And if you do watch Love Island, please tap in. You know, I've been following the memes. I'm a big fan of them. And, yeah, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, bro. First in-person episode, definitely not the last. We will be back. Peace.
Peace.